Someone once said never to judge a book by its cover, and today I want to expand on that. Never judge a show based on its title, and this is especially true in anime because in Japan there is a massive trend to make titles similar to a mini synopsis of the story, for many reasons like marketing visibility and targeting specific audiences. But those specific trends don't work for a Western audience, which is why we get shows called Reborn as a Vending Machine, Now I Wander the Dungeon, The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady,
Alien Invasion Tomato Monster Mexican Armada Brothers, who are just regular brothers running in a van from an asteroid and all sorts of things, the movie.
and finally, the topic of today's video. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most imaginative, creative, and captivating shows that I have ever watched. This show is incredibly deep emotionally, yet also manages to be incredibly funny and engaging. Fleshed out characters with their own relatable goals and perspectives, rather than the average cookie-cutter characters that we are used to seeing. Today we'll be talking about the... I can't pronounce that, and I did not check how to pronounce that. Hang on. Seishun Buta Yaro, also known as AoButa, also known as Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai. Wait, I can feel the video retention dropping as I speak. Please hear me out, I'm not a degenerate, I promise. This whole video is designed to convince you to watch this show, because I've met a lot of people who won't watch it because of the name. I shall be attempting to make it spoiler-free, but depending on what you define as a spoiler, I would definitely go and watch the show before I begin. The first season is only 13 episodes, and that's like 5 hours of content, which you could totally binge in a day, so just go watch the show, it's amazing. It is rare to find a show where you love all of the characters. For every mystery gang, you have a Scrappy-Doo. For every superhero class, you have a Mineta. But in AoButa, there isn't one. All of the characters are lovable and funny, having the same combative humour, and each of them have their own fascinating character arcs, where they all begin and end beautifully. You are introduced to Sakura. Quick editor's note here. While gathering footage, I've discovered that I've been saying Sakura instead of Sakuta, because my script had auto-corrected it. So the main character's name is Sakuta, not Sakura. You are introduced to Sakura, an easygoing guy who is quite comfortable in his simple life, living against the status quo of the rest of the school and keeping himself to himself, until he meets Mai, a famous actress and celebrity who just happens to go to the same high school. But something's wrong. Sakura sees her walking around in their local library, wearing a Playboy bunny girl outfit. Mai explains that she has started to notice that people seem to be forgetting her, not just from TV shows or billboards, but literally unable to see or hear her. She seems to be literally fading from reality one person at a time. It starts off with the general public that don't notice her when she's standing right next to Sakura. Then it continues with their fellow students, then their close friends, until Sakura is the only person who knows she exists. But the issue that is plaguing both of their minds is what happens when he forgets too? How do they make people see her before she is gone? And that is only in the first 3 episodes. You have 10 more. How can this get any better? I always respect shows that force you to dive in headfirst into the plot. You are given so much information in such a small amount of time, and yet it is all manageable. You can easily understand what is going on, and on top of all of that, you get the full emotional force of a young girl fearing for her life due to being erased from existence, and the desperate attempts of her friend trying to save her, trying to save the girl he loves. And yes, you heard that right, this is a romance anime. Is it one of the best romance anime out there? Abso-fucking-lutely. Now, I love a good cheesy romance show as much as the next guy, and it's so refreshing to see a romance done right. There's no messing around, there's no beating around the bush. It is clear that both characters love each other, and there aren't any scenes where a cute moment is being interrupted by another annoying character, and their relationship never going anywhere, unlike some other shows. Now, we've been talking quite a lot about the plot, so let's dive into the concept a little more, and grab your pool floaties because this shit is deep. So there's this thing called adolescent syndrome, or puberty syndrome, which the show explains as an invisible atmosphere where society manifests physical consequences in the characters' lives, explained through quantum mechanics. To put it simply, adolescent syndrome is when the way you are perceived by others or how you perceive yourself has a supernatural effect on you. Or to put it even more simply, perception is reality. Without spoiling too much, let me give you some examples so you can understand what I'm talking about. You know that feeling of when you've had a really bad day, and you had so many plans, but it just didn't quite go the way you wanted. You wish you could just start the day over again. Well, now you can, because guess what? You are stuck in a Groundhog Day loop. Or maybe a slightly serious one. If you've ever experienced the hurt that cyberbullying can cause, the moment when you find out the sort of things that people say about you online, what people actually think of you, the moment when you feel like those words really do cut and bruise you as if you have been beaten up. I could go through a whole video just discussing one of the many characters, like Futaba's whole character arc, which in my opinion is the best part of the show. But Alfie, I hear you ask, why does the title reference bunny girls if it's not about them? And to that I say, I have no fucking idea. The bunny girl outfit appears in like 2 scenes and it is not an important part of the story at all. It could have been replaced with literally anything else. The reason Mai wears one is because when she's disappearing, she dresses up in embarrassing clothing in order to see if anyone would pay attention to her. And for the rest of the season, she only wears it one other time. What's even more ridiculous is the direct translation of the name Youth Pig Guy series, which makes even less sense and has nothing to do with the show. What is happening? Are you allergic to money? Are you trying to stop people from watching this masterpiece? What was that? He also wrote Pet Girl of Sakuraso. Bro, you need to get better at titles. If I'm honest, at the time of writing this script, I haven't even finished the show. I'm currently on episode 9 and it has already surpassed all of my expectations. So in conclusion, this may contain references to bunny girls, but it is not a show about bunny girls. It is a comment on society. It tells you not to treat yourself or others poorly, even if it is just words. They may have effects that are out of our own logic or comprehension. It shows that the things we say to each other can have real, lasting effects. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai tells us not to judge a show by its title, and not to judge our peers either, because we never know what's going on behind closed doors. I made this video because I was put off by this title for literal years before I began watching the show, and it is now an obsession. I love this show. It's amazing. I know similar videos on this have been made before. Did write this script based on my own opinions. I'm still going to link Gigux and Stellar TV's videos below, because I feel bad that I've just stolen their video idea. This is the first time I've done a video like this, so if you have any tips or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.